Students, today we are going to discuss the aspect of International Chamber of Commerce, as it is very important topic under international trade law. Right from the first unit to the last unit, the effect of International Chamber of Commerce could be seen. In the first unit, we study the theory of related to international trade. After that, we study different international commercial terms, which we term them as Incoterms like FOB, CIF, etc. This is the work done by the ICC in at least 80 and more years. And this is the century, a complete century has been completed of ICC, International Chamber of Commerce. In today's lecture, I'm going to discuss the importance of International Chambers of Commerce. Along with it, the method of dispute resolution. As a law student, we mainly concerned with the dispute resolution process or the legal aspect of International Chamber of Commerce. International Chamber of Commerce was invented in the year 1920 by a group of merchants known as Merchant of Peace. In the early decades, International Chamber of Commerce mainly worked on the harmonization of the international trade, as it was just formed after World War I, which was ended in the year 1919. So there was a very much unsustainability, chaos in the society of the international regime, which was dealing with the business aspect. International Chamber of Commerce start working slowly on the economic policies which relates to the international trade. Later on, it also start working from the 1945 afterwards, or you can say in 1956 approximately, it started working with the United Nations. It is a organization which deals with the policy making, with the theories giving, with the technicalities of the international trade, risk management of the international trade. Along with it, it also works on the international trade disputes. It not only concerned with the country's international disputes in relation to trade, but to the individual dispute in regard to the international trade. International Chamber of Commerce resolve the dispute by various methods in which arbitration, mediation, dispute settlement boards are included. I am sharing on your screen a PPT in relation yesterday, which I shared was the intro of ICC. It is yesterday I discussed mainly the history. Main point is regarding the ICC and dispute resolution, International Chamber of Commerce and dispute resolution. There are various procedures laid down by ICC in regard to the dispute settlement, in which arbitration, mediation, dispute boards, and International Center for ADR. International Center for ADR is situated at the city of New York, which is a legal or dispute resolving committee of the International Chamber of Commerce. So, till now, I want to ask that how many of you are not able to understand? Now, students, this is the time for the core of this lecture, means how the disputes are resolved by ICC. What are the methods opted by ICC for resolving the dispute? What is the body which resolves the dispute? What is the name of that body? We are going into that. I'm sharing on your screens. The first two are the methods and other two are the bodies. Arbitration and mediation are the methods to resolve the dispute, and the dispute boards and International Center for ADR are the bodies which do the arbitration or mediation. Means like this is the litigation process and this are the courts. Which courts? Now ICC and arbitration. International arbitration refers to the private mechanism for resolving either disputes between states or transnational business disputes. This particular first line shows that ICC not only arbitrate within the states, but transnational business. If two individuals are from different nations are doing business and there is a dispute among them, so ICC will resolve that dispute. The second point, since 1960, the system of it, this is the history about the arbitration process. Now it is the important thing. Read it and then I will explain you. Parties wishing to make reference to the ICC arbitration in their contract use the standard clause. What is the standard clause? All dispute arising out of or in connection with the present contract shall be finally settled under the rules of arbitration of International Chamber of Commerce by one or more arbitrators appointed in accordance with the said rules. If a person having the international trade, a person is dealing with the international trade, wants that if there is a dispute between him and the other party, that should be resolved by the ICC through arbitration, then that person has to put this clause in his contract. The clause is as such that all disputes arising out or in connection with the present contract shall be finally settled under the rules of arbitration of International Chamber of Commerce by one or more arbitrators appointed in accordance with the said rules. ये बात सिंपली सी कह दी गई कि अब जो कोई भी अगर डिस्प्यूट अराइज होता है इस क्लॉज को डालने के बाद तो वो आईसीसी रिजॉल्व करेगी. अब after that we have to see the number of arbitrators to be appointed. How many numbers of arbitrators will be appointed? Mostly it is presumed that if the matter is resolved by the ICC, then it is the sole arbitrator which decide the matter or the dispute, and the arbitrator is appointed by the ICC itself. I am sharing the next slide which deals with all these things. ICC arbitration rules contain a presumption in favor of sole arbitrator. ICC के रूल्स में है कि एक ही आर्बिट्रेटर होगा, sole arbitrator, single. ICC arbitration rules do not limit the parties' free choice of place and language of arbitration or the law governing the contract. ICC arbitration may be used as the forum or final determination of dispute following an attempt settlement by the means such as mediation. So students, that ICC did not bar any person from using any place for the arbitration, or the person using any language in the arbitration, or the laws concerned with the arbitration. ICC did not bar it. So as you all come to know that ICC is an organization which is full form as International Chamber of Commerce. It was invented or inaugurated in the year 1920 after the First World War by a group of entrepreneurs known as Merchant of Peace. In the early decades of the working, ICC mainly worked on the process of the arbitration. Later, process of the international trade. Later on, it start working on the dispute resolution mechanism. I told you that there is a process, there is a clause which you will insert into the into your contract. Then you will be under the jurisdiction of ICC for arbitration. And ICC does not bar you to choose any law which you like. You can choose. The language is not a bar for the ICC. Apart from this, even the place of arbitration is not barred by the ICC.